going on, coaches? It's Coach Easton here with the JV Playbook. Back with one play the JV way, week 3. And tonight we're going to be talking a little outside zone. This is normally actually the second play in our install system. The reason we run it at play 2 of our install is actually because we teach outside zone very similar to the inside zone. And I'm sure there's a lot of outside zone Shanahan purists out there that are going to want to throttle me tonight. But you have to remember, the reason I'm trying to make these videos is we're trying to simplify things so that you can run these at your sub-varsity and JV levels. So enjoy the ride. We're going to talk a little outside zone tonight. Okay. Now to start, why do you want to run outside zone? If your varsity system is running this, but maybe you're a little leery, you're a little skeptical. Outside zone is one of those plays that if you run it really well, it'll hit. But you don't need the phenomenal football players to make it hit. You just need athletes and effort. What I mean by that, okay, offensively or offensive line wise, all we're working is getting on a block and trying to work them horizontal. Okay, you could have a guy who's out rushing you all night. If you can get hands on him and turn the steering wheel, I don't care if he's 100 pounds heavier than you, you tilt that steering wheel and you use his momentum to take him where he wants to go. Okay. The nice part about outside zone is that you don't need to be super gigantically strong and athletic. You just need to be able to use momentum and leverage to block your man. It creates cutback lanes, and it gives our running back an opportunity to get a very easy read. With outside zone, the read is there somebody outside your face? No? Then continue to work outside. Is somebody crossing your face? Okay, I'm going to cut upfield. It's that simple. Okay, you don't need to make it harder than it needs to be. And again, all you outside zone purists, okay, my door's locked and this is the internet, so you can't hurt me. So this is how we run Aussie, or what we call Aussie. It's how we run outside zone. Okay, what happens is our H-back is going to be responsible for a kick-out block here on the end. I'm trying to get rid of this thing, guys. Sorry. I'm trying to get rid of... there we go. Okay, so our whole offensive line is going to be stepping play side. Okay, and our tackle here is going to be responsible for turning this guy. And then our H-back, our sniffer, is going to be responsible for chipping the shoulder and then working up to a linebacker. Slot should have him. Wide receiver should be stock blocking on the non-existent corner. And then the running back should just work outside, and then if nobody crosses his face, continue to work out and up to the hashes, or to the outside the numbers. Okay, so let's see how it works. He gets the ball. Okay, good block here by our slot. Our H steps up, gets in his way. Okay, and our running back is just going to continue to run. Okay, and even the corner here, the nice part is the running back, this corner's not going to be able to get in front of his face, so he's just going to continue to work upfield and just get the yardage that he can. Okay, so normally how we block it is we teach the same exact rules that we would teach in inside zone. Okay, now again, purists, calm down. We teach uncovered, covered. Okay, and we teach if you are covered, that means that there is somebody lined up in between your belly button to your play side partner's belly button. If there's somebody there, as in the case of this 3-tech of this guard, then this is then the guard's responsibility. We do not teach making the line work a gap over and then up. We just say take your steps and fight to get across their shoulder. Okay, at the high school level and at the sub-varsity level, you're not getting enough guys that are going to be able to stem a play out super crazy, at least effectively. So we just say get to that outside shoulder, run your inside zone footwork, and do whatever you can to get across their face. Now, if you're uncovered, as in the case of this center, Okay, meaning that there's this gap right here is empty. Then he is going to block back and help with the zero tech and work up to the Mike linebacker. Okay. Now the H-back, this is the most important block of the entire play. If the H-back cannot come and block this end, turn him in, and then work up to the outside linebacker, none of this is going to work. So if you're running like we do, if you're running a sniffer, you have to make sure that he is effective at turning a guy inside and then working up to a linebacker. And then the running back, his job is he reads the outside butt cheek of the last man in line of scrimmage. He aims right at that, and then he proceeds to take 3 steps. We tell 3 steps. I've heard 5 before. We preach 3. After 3 steps, he's going to make a decision. Am I going to break it upfield, or am I going to bounce it out and work outside? And that all depends on how much force there is coming down the alley. Okay, if this strong safety is coming hard down, the running back obviously doesn't want to continue to run out, so he's going to hard play inside and work upfield. Okay, but if that strong safety is getting blocked, then our running back's just going to continue to work outside and wheel it up. Okay. There's our assignments for, again, the H-back block is the most important block in the play. As for our other blockers, our linemen, okay, we teach it the same exact way as we do inside zone. Just the difference is the angle of attack that they are taking. The rule is the same. It's just the angles that they're taking. So we're in inside zone. I want to block this inside shoulder from his chest to his backside shoulder. Now outside zone, I want to attack this outside shoulder. I want my play side hand to attack his outside shoulder and my backside hand to get on his chest. Well, how do we do that? We teach one different step than we would in our normal footwork. On inside zone, we teach what's called brace pop, which is basically taking our play side foot, picking it up and down, pointing it at the player, and then running our tracks. In outside zone, we take what's called a bracer step, where instead of we're stepping diagonal down, we're stepping kind of diagonal horizontal, almost like a bucket step, but we're taking that step to get our body in position to be able to run our track and get here. Okay. Now our track is not a typical outside zone framework where we're replacing the guy next to us and getting upfield. Okay. I'm going to admit I don't have the athletes for that. A lot of sub-varsity coaches that I know don't have the athletes for that. So we work with what we can, and we just say, get your hands on the guy and take him where he needs to go. Okay, I'm not asking you to beat that guy to a gap. I'm just asking you to take your step, get hands on him, and take him where he needs to go. So we teach a lot of shoulder. We teach a lot of getting in the shelf of the shoulder pads and what I call tilting the steering wheel. Okay, running back, again, he's aiming for the outside shade of the end man on the line of scrimmage. Sorry, I drafted this video before, and I keep forgetting I didn't delete all the fun lines and stuff. But anyway, he's aiming for the outside shade of this end man on the line of scrimmage, and then he's going to make a decision based on the picture in front of him after 3 steps. If he's getting good pressure here, then he's going to bang it up top. If he's getting a wall of pressure, he's going to bend it back inside. But what we find with most JV players is that if we can get a good seal here, which is what we want, then he just needs to continue bouncing it out so he can wheel up until he feels pressure across his face. That's the big important key. If there's pressure across his face, hard plant inside and come upfield. Okay? So here's an example of outside zone running it, and this is actually our first game of the season last year, and I had a pair of freshman running backs who were brand new, running this system brand new, and they did really well, especially running the outside zone. So anyway, the quarterback. Oh, the other important teaching point with the mesh, and we're going to talk about this in a sec, the quarterback has to open his back foot up so that he is being able to keep his eyes on this guy at all times. Okay, but anyway, the running back's going to get the ball, and he's going to be aiming. He wants to aim for right here. Now, again, depending on what picture he sees in front of him, that might change. If this H-back can't get a good turn here, or if he doesn't take a good angle, he might have to widen out a little bit. So let's see what he does. So he gets the ball. Okay, sees that the the hook, the seal isn't there. This guy's taking a wider path, so he decides that he's going to widen out a little bit, force that end to come up, and then he's going to cut inside. He makes that defensive end cut him across his face. Okay, it's a nice play there. Right here, same thing. Okay, our running back is going to come this way, and he's going to feel pressure here and here. Okay, and that's going to force him to stop his tracks. So he gets the ball. Okay, there's our pressure right there. So now we're in trouble. Okay, we don't have a good turn here. Our H-back decided to forego double teaming here and goes right to a linebacker. And then on top of that, we have all this pressure right here that we can't bang it inside anymore. So what our running back does instead is he hard plants inside and then takes it back and runs it upfield. Okay. Again, this play presents a lot of opportunity to open up great cutback lanes when you need them. Okay. Just let me get rid of these. So here, ball snapped, cut back. Goodbye. Okay, again, it's a great play to run at the JV level because JV run fits aren't the best. Okay, so you get a lot of widening out by defenders instead of trying to squeeze everything in. All right, you can also run this with your quarterback. It's just as simple as grab the ball and go. And the benefit of doing this is now you have the H-back and the running back, if you're running 20 personnel, lead blocking for you. And everybody else is just taking their blocks. So you've added an extra blocker to the path. This is especially effective down in the red zone. This is the one time we ran it this year in the red zone, believe it or not. And our quarterback should have 1, 2, 3, 4 guys blocking ahead of him. And all he needs to do is get behind those guys and then work his way up. Okay. We get decent seal here, and all he needs to do is wind up. Problem is he took to heart. He took to heart. If nobody crosses your face, continue to widen out. He took that way too closely to heart, and he just widens out. If he had cut up, probably would have been a touchdown. But that's okay. We ended up scoring on the next play, I think. But it's super effective. Okay, when you run it the right way, as is any play. But anyway, so. As for the zone mesh and the zone read, when the quarterback runs this, he's going to want to open up his back foot, take a quarter step, eyeballs on to the defensive end. Same as inside zone, same mesh. He's going to put the ball in his stomach. If he wants to hand it to him, he's going to press the ball in there. If not, he's going to reach right and snap. Eyes on the defensive end. If the defensive end decides to crash down the line, he's going to pull it and go. Okay. It adds a whole other dynamic to the play, allowing the quarterback to run. Because not only does it give us another threat in the backfield, but it also freezes up defenders. So on this play right here, he's actually going to freeze up 1, 2, 3 guys from flowing to where they need to go, just by the sole fact that he's a threat to carry the ball. So good block by our tackle here. Good mesh right here, or good mesh fake right here. Now he's going to take that ball. He freezes up those defenders, even freezes up the mic. Okay, notice his eyeballs are right on him. Freezes him up a little bit. Oh crap, I don't know what to do. And off to the races. Okay, but like I said, because it's a zone read, he has the opportunity to run the ball anytime. On this play, this D-end crashes a little too hard inside and gives him the opportunity to just pull it. Goodbye. Okay. Now this can be run out of a lot of formations. When we run it, okay, we run it out of 30 personnel. again, it gives us the opportunity to have an extra blocker, kind of like if we ran it with a quarterback. But now we also have the option of the zone read in there as well. This play was very successful for us this year, running it out of this. This is our heavy package. This kid right here, great runner at the slot position. We're able to just hand it off to him. Okay. And he was very good about learning the techniques behind outside zone and understanding, okay, when I get pressure across my face, I'm going. If not, I'm just going to keep widening out. Okay, so he gets the ball, and he just works. And he doesn't feel any pressure except for right here. Once he feels that pressure, he cuts inside. And then by that point, he has seams galore. He's got so much space up here to work with that it's very easy to find the end zone. Okay. Now we also apply these rules to our jet sweep. I know some people run jet sweep differently. We just run it as outside zone with our slot receiver, and that's how I encourage a lot of sub-varsity and JV coaches to run it as well. Just run it like outside zone. Teach your linemen the same rules. If your linemen have to think less about every single play, you have succeeded as a coach. So that's the way I kind of approach it, is I'm making my linemen think about things less. Okay. The only tricky thing with the jet that you have to practice is this motion, because you want to make sure the timing is right. You want to make sure that you're snapping the ball when he's taken about 2 steps past the tackle. Okay, that way you get a really nice mesh, and it's still a zone read for us, so we still read that backside end and freeze everybody up. Okay, sometimes we will pull the play side guard, depending on what the defense is giving us. But sometimes we will pull that guard. If we run it out of spread, which we are very apt to do a lot of times, our running back then becomes the chip and linebacker guy. Okay, so here's one example of us. 2 examples of jet in the same game. Okay, first, get a pretty decent cover block right here by our slot, but our jet guy is going to just get the ball and he's going to work out. Nobody's crossing his face. He's just going to work out and he's going to wheel it up, and he just gets hawked down. But that's okay because he got us 10 yards, all because he worked out and up at the same time. Okay, same play, opposite direction this time. Actually, no, it's the same direction because it's the same kid. But same thing. He's going to work out until he feels pressure. Then he's going to actually cut back in. But he is a very good athlete. And what should have been a pretty bad stop turns into a very nice game. Okay, but he continues to work out and up until he feels that pressure again. And then, whoop, goodbye. You can see me running faster than I've ran in a long time, making my way down the sideline, getting excited. Okay, there I am, super happy. But anyway, so that's how we run jet sweep, and that's how we run outside zone, and that's how I encourage a lot of you guys to teach outside zone, especially at the lower levels, to start if it's new to you. Now, if your varsity system, if your kids aren't working, or if your kids aren't able to fit the way your varsity team runs it, take this to your coach and say, hey, listen, this team runs it this way, and they're pretty successful with it, so maybe we can try giving this a shot and give us some more success. And that's how you should approach all these plays that I'm putting up. Don't take what I'm saying as gospel. Never take what I'm saying as gospel, but take it as we've had experience and we've had success with these. Okay? Now, anyway, make sure you're following the blog, the JV Playbook, on coachingshare.com. Make sure you're checking out Coaching Share for all of your great coaching needs. Go find guys like Coach Tatum, Coach Siegel, Football X's and O's, Run the Damn Ball, all their great materials on Coaching Share. Check out the Facebook page, the JV Playbook, and the Facebook group, the JV Community. We're trying to build a community of coaches to help other sub-varsity coaches and JV coaches get better at developing kids. Check me out on X, on Instagram, and YouTube, all at Coach Easton 268. Continue to check out one play the JV way next week. I'm actually very excited. I just got this set up today. We're going to have a guest on the video, Coach AJ Knutson. If you guys don't know, he's the author of the Gun Spread Option Football, and he's got his own, he's got his own Facebook presence and everything. But he's going to actually join us to talk a little defense. We're going to talk about the other side of the ball now next week. So make sure you tune in. Make sure you keep checking us out. And just remember, teach it, rep it, build it. That's the JV way.